Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video I am going to tell you all the leaks for the upcoming Bizzy Bee event. Before we get into the video, like and subscribe and be one of my 1000 OG subscribers. Now let's get into the video. This Bizzy Bee event is starting on May 2nd and ends on May 30th. This event is going to take place in 3 or even 4 parts. And for this event we have 5 eggs coming. They are common bee egg, rare bee egg, mythical bee egg and hype bee egg. Now let's look at the pets inside these eggs. In common egg we have bee pet with 44%, pollen bee with 22%, swift bee with 22%, clockwork bee with 7% and baby bee with 4.41% chance. And next, rare egg. In this egg we have rumble bee with 40%, busy bee with 40%, merchant bee with 13%, jester bee with 4% and panic bee with 1.53% chance. And for the mythical egg we have turbo bee with 40%, royal bee with 40%, treasure bee with 13%. Princess bee with 4% and illusion bee with 1.53% chance. And for the main and final egg, we have hive egg. The pets and odds door. Those pets in this egg are bumblebee with 65%, nurse bee with 22%, gardener bee with 8%, elemental bee with 4% and the empress bee with only having 0.5% chance to get. Now let's take a look at these pets' abilities form hive bee egg. First, the bumblebee. This pet ability is that, every 14 minutes 60 seconds, flies to a nearby fruit and pollinates it, applying pollinated mutation. And next pet is nurse bee. This pet ability is every 8 minutes 50 seconds. Grabs a pollinated fruit, ignores favorited, and gives it to another pet. The pet gets either 407.26 XP or 14.18% restored hunger. And next, the pet is gardener bee. This pet's ability is every 16 minutes. Transfers pollinated mutation from a fruit, ignores favorited, to 3.05 other random fruits. The plants that have these fruits advance growth by 8 minutes. And next, elemental bee. This pet ability is every 10 minutes and 44 seconds. Mutates a random fruit in your garden with frost, windstruck, verdant or flaming mutation. And for the final pet, the empress bee pet, high pet ability is that every 17 minutes 31 seconds. Refreshes the ability cooldowns for 2.06 random pets. And this ability cannot be mimicked or refreshed. And the new mutation that is coming in this update is pollinated mutation. This is divided into 4 rarities that are poor, fair, good and godly. And there is also a new fence called Bizzy Bee 2026. And it is said that we cannot place pets and eggs in the honey garden except the bee eggs. They can be placed in the hive. This is same like this ongoing Easter event. And there is new currency for this update called honey coins, and a new shop coming called Honey Coin Shop. And in this shop have items like hive egg and professor bee and woodbine. I don't know what it is, but let's take a look at professor bee. This pet ability is that all active bee type pets gain an additional 1.11 XP per second. Now let's take a look at some of changes that are coming to the game. Here we have beehive and some custom buttons like honey garden and compressor, and there is also a skill tree and a welcome UI that looks like this. So guys, these are all the leaks for the upcoming Bizzy Bee event. If you find this video informative, subscribe and like. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.